having a pretty emotional moment here. Leaving Craig Bay, Parksville, Vancouver Island, where my mom lives. I've been living here for the last 2 months. And working on the Chuk wagon. My mom's been a big support. And it's it's not hard to leave, to be honest. I'm so excited and ready for this, and I've been wanting this for so long. It's not just the last 2 months either of leaving here. This has been, or leaving or working here, this has been an entire year or longer in the making with this thing. But a year ago, I knew I was gonna leave Vancouver. I just didn't know what that was gonna look like exactly, or where it was gonna go. But yeah, now here we are, and I just know, this just feels so right in so many ways. And there's been a lot of sacrifices to get here. Greater Vancouver has been my home my entire life, and I've never felt ready to leave, even though I've traveled to over 30 countries. I think 35 now, 34, 35. Vancouver always felt like home. I think it was November or October last year. No, 2 years ago, where it hit me that it's time to move. It was right around the time when Colin and I were starting Chuk, actually, and the vision was starting to come together. Louis wasn't even on the team yet, so we didn't really get started until that January. But anyways, and 2 years of believing in that, trusting that, being afraid of that, scared to leave Vancouver, my home, my friends, my entire family. But I know that this is going to be the best thing for me right now, best thing for my soul, and I'm just so proud of myself for holding on to the vision, believing in myself, trusting in myself, not letting fear of the unknown and uncertainty get in the way of that. And also other people's questioning. Of course, not everybody's like that, but there's a lot of people who don't get it, and a lot of people who are stoked. my friends, man. I got some amazing friends here in Vancouver who are so supportive. You know, I know they're gonna miss me, but very happy for me too. Very supportive. Yeah, I'm gonna miss them. And you know, some context here to add. Like I'm not just leaving Vancouver for 5 or 6 months here. I don't see myself moving back permanently. Not to Vancouver, the city itself. Maybe I'll move to Vancouver Island here one day in a few years, but I see myself, I don't know, like I see myself traveling through and around the States a lot. I'm gonna go down to Mexico. So it's me leaving Vancouver permanently. That's why this feels so emotional and big. Because it's a huge chapter about to unfold here that I'm very excited for, and I know I'm gonna thrive in. I love, excuse the engine, I'm going uphill here with my little 2-liter engine, but she makes it. There's a big vision ahead that I'm following here, and that I think I'm meant for, and that I'm gonna thrive in, because I love travel. But I also love meeting people and connection. I love meeting strangers and hearing their stories, and beyond that, I love building community, and I want to see our communities thrive out there in the world. There's so much anger, so much fear, so much polarization and conflict, and people are dealing with a lot of stress. And it's hard to be a good person when you're stressed. Stress is such a killer. Stress and loneliness. I've gone through a lot of both of those myself, and I also have been through the other side, finding love in myself, giving love to others, receiving love from others, receiving love from myself, giving love to myself. That's what it's all about. But it's when we're stressed and overwhelmed and stuck in our sometimes shitty routines that are coping mechanisms, and living in the cities or around a lot of concrete, it's hard. It's hard to give love, hard to receive love. Probably wondering how this ties to Chuk at all. Getting into nature, the peace of nature, real nature, not just a park in the city, which definitely has an element of nature connection, but you get out in the woods or by the ocean or the mountains or a desert or a lake, whatever it may be, and there's nothing around, no cities, no buildings, no noise, no cars, no technology, and you just get to be with it for a little while. That's restorative. That reduces the stress. That brings you back to peace. And that's what we want to help people get to, connect to. again, when the world is so hard right now, if you can get into nature, and if we can make that easier by taking away the decisions around cooking in the kitchen and all the supplies that come with cooking, and you got it all organized, and it makes that decision just that little bit easier to say, okay, I really want to get into nature, but I don't have to worry about my kitchen. I just gotta get some food. Okay, done. I'm out. I'm going. And then you can set up faster and start enjoying that piece faster. And then you can stay more organized and optimized and enjoy yourself while you're cooking more in nature. Yes. That's what we live for. That's what we're doing it for, people. And then on top of that, food. A good meal. That's another thing, you know, like there's something powerful to the nourishment of a good meal, you know, putting food in the belly. Basic, fundamental human need. You know, when your body is well nourished, then you are in a better mental state too. You're relaxed. You're not worrying. You're not hangry. Your body's not in a jacked up state. I don't have the right terminology here. I'm sure it has to do with your nervous system or whatever, but your vagus nerve, you know. To have a good meal in nature it's a powerful thing. Food always tastes better in nature. You know it. And then the third layer here that I think is so important and want to bring in is, you know, doing it on your own is great and important and special, and sometimes we need time away from people just to reconnect with ourselves and what's really important to us and our hearts. But, you know, to do it with people you love, to have a meal and be able to share it. Oh, that is something important. That is it's biblical. Breaking bread. Breaking bread, sharing food, sharing that nourishment. Now we're giving to the people we love, people around us. Oh, that is spreading love there when we can share food with our community. And that love amplifies. You know, I used to work for a food charity. We would feed 1,000 people a day through a daily meal program. So the food was going to the same 1,000 people every single day, so that they had their basic level human need taken care of, so that they can start focusing on their other areas of their life for their upward mobility. It was a lot of people with disabilities and either physical or mental. And once a week we would do this event where we would invite in 100 people for a restaurant experience. You know, 100 people who are low income. We don't get a chance to have a restaurant experience on a regular basis. And oh my God, I'm telling you, the love and gratitude and connection that would happen in that room when, you know, a group of 15 people, volunteers, would cook a 3-course meal is what we would serve to this community. in Vancouver's downtown east side, which I don't know if you know, but it's got a lot of I gotta check on something here. Pause. Whoops, that was a close one. I had missed my turn off for the ferry, and ferries around Vancouver, if you miss your reservation, you're screwed. So I'm glad I made it in the end. Just in the ferry lineup here now, and I want to continue the share here, but I'm getting a 1-800 number call. We'll see if it's a scam. That was an interesting scam. I've never heard that one before. It said, hello, this is a courtesy call to let you know that your phone number is going to be suspended for 2 hours. If you want to correct this, press 1 to speak with someone. Anyways, back to the storytelling here. This event, feeding 100 people, was, oh God, just so wholesome. We never had a single issue with anybody. The love just flowed so much in the room. And, it just really had me realize, like, food does bring people together. The dinner, eating dinner together is, like, such a thing throughout history. It's bonding. And maybe everybody in the world needs more dinners with each other. And that's the third piece, is the connection piece to each other, cooking food together. If Chuk can help bring you out into nature, making a good meal with the people you love, that's the best stuff right there. And that's what I loved as a kid, and so it's cool to bring that to the world through originally my dad's inspiration here with the Chuk boxes, and now I get to help share it. So yeah, this is a big journey ahead, and I'm so excited for this road trip. Again, I love meeting people. I love talking to strangers. I'm gonna be chatting up campsites and inviting people over for food, and just try to create some connection out there, beyond our immediate circles here and beyond what we see and hear in social media. I really feel and find that when people are in a room with their guards down about their beliefs, and we're just hanging and not really caring, I think everybody starts to realize we're all way more similar than we are different, and that we can get past our differences. So if again, I can help that and bridge some connections, some gaps, then that's what it's about, with the Chuk boxes along the way. So I'm excited to meet people. I'm excited for this road trip. I'm excited. I think I'm absolutely going to thrive, and going to go across Canada first. It's always been on the bucket list to do a drive across Canada. Finally get to do it, and then I'll dip into the States. I hear the fall in Vermont is beautiful. So I'll be there come November. Then I'll zigzag across back to the West Coast, and I'll be in Palm Desert for Christmas. My family's coming to meet there, and then beyond that, I'll go on down to Mexico for the winter, then back up into the States for the spring. Gonna hit the expos, the road shows, and we'll see. This is the plan right now, but again, it took me way longer than I thought to get to this point, so who knows what the next little while is gonna look like. I am a rambling man now, and doing this alone, doing this solo, which, you know, some people have wondered about. A lot of people have asked, oh, do you have a partner coming with you? And that's a bit of a sore spot for me. I had an incredible partner, and something that was very difficult about the last 2 years, the hardest part about the last 2 years really, was going through a breakup with her. The most incredible woman I've ever met. And you know, something else here was telling me that I gotta go do this thing alone to really get to know myself. And, you know, kind of connects to what I was saying earlier, is, you know, we all got to go off on our own sometimes to really connect with ourselves. Looks like the ferry's gonna start moving here. Ferry line. Yeah, it's feeling like it's had to be solo. Hardest decision I ever had to make was letting this relationship go. But it's also probably going to be the best one for me in the end. And I don't know what's going to happen with that. Little Japanese voice comes through when I start up the Chuk wagon. I want to believe that it is saying, "Good morning, Evan. You are so great. I love you. I hope you have a good day." So, yeah, who knows? I don't want to mention this girl by name. I don't think she'd want that right now. But who knows where things will end up with her. But we're going our separate ways now. And I love her to death. And I'm going on this journey. I'm boarding the ferry right now, so I gotta get off my phone, but that was good to be here, connecting and sharing. Okay, everybody, on the ferry off Vancouver Island. Woo! Here we go! Adventure begins, baby. And I'm so glad to be able to share with you. If you want to follow the Chuk journey, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Love you all. Thanks, Chukers. Talk to you later.